The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that the coming days in Los Angeles will be filled with a series of new events, bringing back memories of old scandals to haunt all three generations of the Logan and Forrester families. It all revolves around the name Nick Marone, the man who years ago made Brooke burn in mistakes, now suddenly returns and becomes a poison for her daughter, Hope Logan. Nick Marone's return is a seismic event that is enough to turn the tables. The moment the shady Marone yacht starts to dock, the atmosphere at Forrester Creations has changed dramatically. Nick brings with him a seasoned seafaring temperament, an arrogant smile, and a look that clearly knows he is a storm maker. His goal is clear. Signing a new fabric contract for FC means planting a firm foot in the fashion world that Brooke still proudly dominates. In the past, Nick was the only one who pulled Brooke out of Ridge's shadow, only to leave, leaving her with days full of regret. Now he returns, not only challenging Ridge, but also unexpectedly becoming a magnet for Hope, a girl who once worshipped loyalty but has been continuously disillusioned by recent emotional shocks. Hope Logan, when the angel wants to taste the fall, Hope is no longer the innocent girl who only knows how to attach herself to the model of model family happiness. After being charmed and abandoned by Thomas many times, Hope's heart is eroded by the feeling of failure. The climax is witnessing her mother continue to forgive Ridge even though he once insulted her. The daughter is just a wrong memory. That pain of pride deepens into a desire to rebel. If the mother does not know how to protect her child, the child will take revenge on her own. Nick appears at the right time. He is Brooke's most scandalous past, but also has the attraction of a mature, experienced man that Hope has never had in Liam, Finn, or Thomas. With Nick, she feels that she is no longer a spare part of anyone. She is proactive in leading the game, openly desiring conspiracy or true feelings. Analyzing Hope's dangerous move, she believes that sleeping with Nick is a perfect replica of Brooke's past sin, forcing her mother to taste the bitterness again. She wants Brooke to understand what it's like to be deeply wounded by the person closest to her. Nick represents taboo, and the more forbidden, the more Hope wants to touch it. This is not just sex or love, but a declaration of independence. I no longer live according to the virtuous model that people have placed on me. Long-term calculation? It is possible that Hope wants to take advantage of Nick's shipping network to open the Hope for the Future segment to the European market, escaping Ridge's influence. Kill two birds with one stone, attack her mother and gain business power. The moment she was caught red-handed with the apple falling right under the tree one rainy night, Brooke stopped by the suburban cabin to find her daughter after an intermittent phone call. The door was ajar, the light cast a shadow, and on the sofa covered with a silk blanket, Hope's body was tightly wrapped around Nick. The sound of her labored breathing, Nick's desperate call of hope, all cut deep into Brooke's heart like a knife. Brooke didn't scream. Her throat was frozen. Hope's eyes met her mother's for just a split second, enough to reveal the challenge. Now do you understand how I feel? Nick let go, intending to explain, but Brooke had already run outside, tears mixing with the rain. Highway tragedy. Panic takes a different direction. Rain poured down, the windshield blurred. Brooke cried, her hands shaking as she turned the throttle. In the rearview mirror, memories of the past with Nick flashed forward and collapsed. Before her eyes, Hope and Nick merged. The sound of a truck horn echoed too late. Brooke's sedan swerved out of its lane, hitting the oncoming SUV head-on. The metal shattered, the airbags exploded like thunder, the car rolled 3 times before bouncing over the barrier. By the time the rescuers reached her, Brooke's body was stuck, blood soaking her dress. Her pulse was weak. As if fate were mocking her, this time, the price she had to pay was not just tears. The race with death in the hospital became an emotional battlefield. At Memorial Hospital, Dr. Bridget Forrester urgently transferred her mother to the operating room, facing the risk of severe blood loss and closed head injury. Ridge hurried down the hallway, experiencing the fear of losing the second woman of his life. Taylor trembled because even though she was a rival, Brooke was still Hope's mother, Kelly's grandmother, Beth, the bond that bound the two families. In a hidden corner, Hope stood still, her face pale. Nick put his hand on her shoulder, but Hope pushed him away. "You're in trouble enough. Don't touch me now." She blamed herself. If she hadn't tried to prove something meaningless, her mother wouldn't be in there. Who will bear the consequences? Nick faces the wrath of Ridge and Thorne, possibly losing his transport contract and all opportunities to work at FC. Hope is wavering between guilt and anger that has not yet subsided. The relationship with Liam, Finn, Thomas, is at risk of breaking down due to the new scandal. The media digs up the accident, questioning the ethics of the leadership right before Fashion Week. If Brooke survives the crisis, she will have to face the cruel truth. It was her unconscious actions in the past that sowed the seeds of rebellion in her daughter. Predicting the next turning point, Brooke's recovery, the medical community warns of a long battle, even the risk of losing the ability to walk. This could force Brooke to withdraw from FC, paving the way for a power struggle. Hope reforms or gets stuck. Will she beg her mother for forgiveness and cut ties with Nick, or cling to him as her only lifeline against public opinion? Is Nick a pawn or an ace? He seems to hold enough financial secrets to cost FC millions. A hush-hush pact or a declaration of war? His love for Brooke clashes with his disappointment in Hope. Will he stand by his ex-wife in the hospital or turn to protect Taylor's stepdaughter? As the karmic cycle closes, Hope has pushed her entire family into a life-or-death crossroads from a drunken night of revenge. Brooke is on the brink of life and death. Nick could become Forrester's financial death, and Ridge faces the most painful choice of his life: save love or save the family's pride. The bold and the beautiful has never been beautiful without being bold. When the apple falls in its usual place, the resounding crash can awaken all the secrets that were thought to be forgotten. Prepare yourself for the upcoming series of episodes where love and hate are only a sudden break in the middle of a rainy night.
Oh.